So good morning, everyone. As a preliminary matter, this is Stephen Vigent, Chair of the Shrewsbury Board of Health. Please permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. George Abraham? Was that George who just came in?
I don't believe so.
I guess not. Jenny Fishman?
Present.
Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Kerry Stockwell?
Affirmative.
Okay, is there anyone else on the call?
Kristen Lass.
Okay, good morning. This open meeting of the Shrewsbury Board of Health is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th.
I'll give you the number.
March 12th, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the Governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless
George, I just forwarded you the dial-in meeting number.
Unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. For this meeting, the Shrewsbury Board of Health is convening by telephone conference as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. We are now turning to the first item on the agenda, but before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. The chair will introduce each board member or staff member who has the lead role for this particular item or guest speaker associated with this item on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members first and then to staff members, inviting each by name to provide any comment or question. I will then call upon the members to offer a motion and then for a second. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For others in attendance that are expected to present, please hold until your name is called to present. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. After your presentation, members of the board will be given the opportunity to ask questions. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted via roll call. I have an introductory notice. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, and the Governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people who may gather in one place, this meeting of the Shrewsbury Board of Health will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. All meetings and hearings listed in the agenda will also be done through a remote participation. Specific information in the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and other parties with a right and or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the town's website at www.shrewsburyma.gov/coronavirus. For this meeting, members of the public who wish to listen or watch the meeting may do so by visiting www.shrewsburymediaconnection.org. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the town's website an audio or video recording, transcript, or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Please mute your device until the chair of the Board of Health addresses your agenda item or opens the meeting to public comment. So I'd like to call the meeting to order. And the first item on the agenda is the review and approval of minutes from the March 27th, 2020 Board of Health meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
So moved.
Oh, Dr.
Sorry, I was
Abraham's
on mute.
Yeah, me too.
I
So
move to approve.
was that Jenny seconding?
Yes.
Moving minutes, and George is seconding?
I moved it.
Okay, George moved it and Jenny seconded. Okay, all in
Correct.
favor signify by saying aye. George
Aye.
Abraham?
Aye.
Jenny
Aye.
Fishman?
Aye.
Steve Vigent, aye. So the meeting minutes from March 27th, 2020 are approved. The next item on the agenda is review and act on the report from the Central Massachusetts Regional Public Health Alliance. Phil Legere, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
You have the environmental numbers there. Again, we've been dealing mostly over the phone, following up on complaints. The non-essential versus essential arena that seems to fall on us as a lot of the phased openings seems to be. We're requesting that other departments would help on doing some of that, because we're talking about reopening, other businesses that we don't necessarily permit. We're looking for guidance. We did get guidance on farmers markets from DPH and Department of Agricultural Resources. So there's some guidance there that we're working with the farmers market organizers to come up with their plan. They are considered an essential function, so it's good to get the guidance. We're really pushing for the rec camps for guidance, where a lot of the health officers are hoping that they don't allow them, just because how you're going to manage groups of staff and children. So they're pushing for that May 18th guidance deadline for the other businesses. There's a state reopening advisory board. Lot of big business and big healthcare is on there. What they're requesting businesses to do is come up with a plan on how they plan to reopen and how they plan to keep staff and customers safe. So it's going to be it's not going to be all of a sudden May 18th everybody's open. We're paying very close attention to that. The other part is pools, same thing. Waiting for guidance on that. So the next 2 weeks are going to be pretty busy with that. Staff still very much involved in contact tracing. The contact tracing collaborative is on board, but there's still some glitches that they're ironing out. So that's in process. And now we're getting a lot of mask orders that people are requesting boards to initiate. I think it gives people some sense of safety But we're also getting calls about people not wearing masks, too many people in the store, so forth and so on top of, contact tracing and trying to stay up with everyday business. Carrie's been great, channeling that and responding. And then we're also, going into pre-planning for if and when a vaccine is readily available. So we're working on that also. And we're still, we're trying to come up with how we're physically going to do some of these inspections, making sure our team has adequate face masks and gloves. So all the above, check the boxes. That's it for right now. If there are questions.
Okay, George Abraham, do you have any questions or comments?
None.
Okay, Jenny Fishman, any questions or comments?
No, I do not.
Okay, this is Steve Vigent. I don't have any questions on what Phil has said. I guess, Phil, there are no routine inspections being done right now. Is there any thought as to when those might resume?
They'll resume when this March 18th, how that looks. I mean, part of that is a lot of kitchens aren't very big. We do respond to complaints. And then, our staff actually were down, with Ivan being gone. So we did get the okay to post for a new, we're going to post for actually 2 positions, but that doesn't mean we're going to have anybody on board anytime soon. Myself, I'm in the risk group, and I'm the primary caretaker for my wife, who's more in the risk group. So, this concerns just working remotely from home can do the majority of what needs to be done. But the physical aspect, we really have to think about personal protection. So like in Julie's case, because she's very small, we're trying to get PPE that can fit her. So there's no use going out if we're not protected. So that's what we're talking about right now.
Okay, thank you, Phil. And once again, I would just like to thank a lot of people who are responding very courageously in regard to this pandemic. Dr. George Abraham, thank you for everything that you've been doing at St. Vincent.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sure. Dr. Hirsch, at the medical director for the Alliance, he's doing a yeoman's job every day on the debriefings for all the nurses and doctors, and for Carrie, who is really keeping up well with all of the goings on in regard to responding to the various elements of this pandemic, and for the manager's office for keeping the town of Shrewsbury's residents, well informed as to what's going on. Thank you all for doing that.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, the next item is to review the meeting schedule. Does anybody have any particular dates, say in June or early June, that is good for them? Would June 5th work for Dr. Abraham and Jenny?
Yes, works for me.
Okay, Jenny?
Just pulling up my calendar.
Okay.
I'll send a meeting invite.
So we're looking at June 5th.
June 5th?
Yep, that looks fine to me.
Okay, so that sounds good. So at this point in time, looks like June 5th, Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning. Looks like the next meeting of the Board of Health. So,
Sounds
okay. Okay, so at this time, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I second.
Dr. Abraham, Jenny, do I have a second?
Yes, I second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Dr. Abraham,
Aye.
Jenny Fishman,
Aye.
Steve Vigent, aye. Therefore, the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.